the muffin to ya. Potato salad! We still on for lunch? Great! Sliced bread. You're the best thing I've seen since, well, you know. Oh, hello! Don't think I forgot about you. Friendly at Fareway. It's more than just a name.
Benjamin and 3 days grace live September 23rd at Casey Center with special guest Return to Dust. Get tickets now at HyVeeTips.com. Laser 103.3 presents Breaking Benjamin and 3 days grace.
Chris Williams, Chris Hassel, two Chris's, one network. This is Two Guys. Presented by Fareway Meat and Grocery. From the Channel Seed Studios, this is Two Guys. Exclusively on Iowa Everywhere.
What's up? It's the 18th of September, 2025. It's Chris and Chris on Iowa Everywhere. Hawks play tomorrow night. Cyclones are undefeated, top 15, going into a bye week. I'll take it. We are presented by Fareway Meat and Grocery. As always, we are in the Channel Seed Studios. Kind of a soggy start to harvest here in central Iowa. A lot of rain. How's the weather down there in Florida?
A lot of rain 80? Down here, too. No, a lot of rain. I mean, it's warmer, I'm guessing, but We've been on
hot here, man.
We've been on a rain streak, which I'm not really complaining about because we didn't get much rain in the spring and the summer. What are we doing starting the show talking about this shit?
I don't know.
How about Jonathan?
Well, that's 'cause we were
Jonathan
talking about
says,
harvest.
"Thanks for the free T-shirt from the Two Guys bus. It's good to hear that the T-shirts are on their way out. We had a bunch of people that saw the Two Guys bus at the state fair and around them pots."
Jeff kind of stole my thunder. I was going to lead with Iowa State winning the Cyhawk volleyball match last night. 3-2, Cyclones win.
And who gives a shit?
We're not going to go through this again. Remember when you really made George Niang mad about this conversation last year?
Was that a volleyball match as well?
We were talking about it, and Niang was watching the show, and he got super pissed because you were bad-mouthing volleyball, and then he... Remember I did the three-way call and he was like cussing you out?
I remember that.
Yeah.
But don't you appreciate people like me that don't fake it?
I like volleyball. I actually do.
But don't you appreciate people like me?
Yes, I do.
Who are honest up front. Like, I only care about a few things. Volleyball ain't one of them.
Yeah.
Okay? So what is this?
Does
this clinch the Cyhawk, like, series or something? What?
I don't know. It was a really good match, though.
So you're just celebrating the win?
Yeah, I'm just rubbing it in your face. My team's
Again,
better
this
than
is
yours.
the one time
Go
a year
Clones.
I'm even reminded that Iowa has a volleyball program.
My team's better than your
So we've
team.
got women's soccer, Iowa won. Football, we know who won that. And then volleyball was the third in the series.
So Clones are up by 2.
Yep.
Jeff
Suck
says that
on
you
that,
called it
loser.
you called
Sorry.
it volleyball like
We were
his
up
daughter
by
when she was
3.
5. Is that what you call it, Williams? Volleyball?
Volleyball. I love watching volleyball, man.
Football,
I have
you
2
get-
nieces that play, and they're absolute ballers. I love watching high-level volleyball. It's a great sport.
Football, you get 3 points. Every other matchup is 2 points. So Iowa State's up 5-2.
So that's interesting to me. Why would they go from 3 to 2? Why wouldn't they just do 2 to 1?
I don't know. More points.
Doesn't make any sense, though. Like, it's just math. We are in the Channel Seed Studios, presented by Fareway Meat and Grocery. Hawks play tomorrow night, Friday night. Oof. Rutgers, the Scarlet Knights. I talked about this a little bit on CW Pod this week. Rutgers used to be like the king of those like Thursday night games on ESPN.
Back when they were in the Big East?
It was always like a really good Big East game or an ACC game. Hawks coming to town. So this is a Fox game, right? Like this is Big Fox.
Big Fox, yeah, Big Fox.
And the Hawks are 2.5-point favorites. Still, Kamari Moulton is expected back. However, Zavier Williams is out at the running back position for Iowa. How you feeling, Chris?
You know, I feel pretty good about the game. And I don't know how much of that is about what we've seen from these two teams this season. I'm guessing just a tiny sliver. Most of it is just about that I've seen Iowa play in this particular spot before, against this particular program before. Iowa has owned Rutgers. They didn't start playing until 2016, but I think Ferentz is 4-0 against Rutgers. And the last 3 meetings since 2019 have all been blowouts. I mean, Rutgers has hardly scored in any of those games. I'm a little
Different
worried.
teams.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that I'm basing too much of my confidence. My feeling is too much based in what's happened in the past and not where we are in the present. Because where we are in the present is Rutgers is scoring points.
Yeah.
Rutgers has scored 30-plus in 7 straight games. Now, they haven't really played anyone this season. They played a pretty good Ohio team and only won by 3. That Ohio team's pretty good. They beat West Virginia. They played really well at Ohio State last week.
They're a good program, no doubt.
I feel like I'm being kind of lured into this false state of security just because of what's happened in the past and not what might actually happen on Friday.
That's easy to do, right? Like for me, like well, the first time I saw this on the schedule, I'm like, oh, well, remember that Friday night game when the Hawks played at Maryland and they just kicked the shit out of them? Well, you also played on Friday at UCLA last year, and we all know how that went.
That's a great point, and one that I started thinking about this morning.
It doesn't really matter, like these things in the past.
Last year, Iowa was terrible on the road, and 2 really bad losses on the road, at Michigan State, at UCLA, and they were both night games like this. And you've already lost a road game at Iowa State this season. Rutgers can score points. So this is a game where Iowa has got to get it figured out on offense. And don't give it to me that they got it figured out last week against UMass. I don't want to hear it. It was fucking UMass. They've got to figure it out in this game because they're going to have to score. Like I don't know that this isn't going to be one of those games where you shut out Rutgers or you hold them to 10 points.
Can I take you into the comfort zone, my friend?
Sure.
I'm going to take you into the Wyckoff comfort zone.
Kick back and relax. 2 guys have entered the Wyckoff Heating and Cooling comfort zone.
Those ACs got to work out. It was like 100, dude, early in the week. So much attention, I feel like we always do this, has been paid to Iowa's passing game, which I get because there's just the whole, you have to have a threat of a passing game to be able to run the football and some teams
against most teams. Yeah. If you're going to make a real statement this year against the Indianas, the Penn States, the Oregons, you need it. Yeah.
Yeah. And like just stacking the box, all that stuff. I kind of feel like with Kamari Moulton coming back and like, let's look bird's eye view at the University of Iowa football program right now. Best position group. We would probably all say offensive line still, right?
I think so.
Okay. I think that the Wyckoff comfort zone for the Hawkeyes this week in particular is being able to run the football. I'm going to give you a few stats. Iowa ran for 3.4 yards per carry against Iowa State. By far a season low. Now, granted, they played Albany and UMass in the other 2 games. But
that's Albany to you.
That Rutgers ranks 120th nationally, giving up 6.0 yards per rush this season. Iowa should be able to run the football on this team. This shouldn't. They were okay running against Iowa State, specifically in the second half. They weren't great, but in the other two games, it was like, yeah, they were able to run the ball. But I don't put anything into it. We can talk Gronowski, we can talk receivers. If I was going to win this football game, Chad Lysko, a great column, Des Moines Register, you'll hear him on Legends and Listeners. He said, and if Chad is right, he said the most important stat on Friday night will be time of possession. And you can draw a pretty direct correlation to Iowa and when they're able to possess the football, which they haven't been able to much the last few years because the offense has been so bad. But if Chad is right, and I'm looking, and I did a pretty deep dive on Greg Schiano's Scarlet Knights last night. This is their weakness. D-line, Iowa should be able to run the football on this team. You're going up against, statistically, one of the worst rush defenses in the country, and they really haven't played anybody in Rutgers. So that's the Wyckoff comfort zone for me. It's not throwing crazy. It's not, I'm going to assume Iowa's defense keeps getting better. Phil Parker, are you able to run the football consistently, possess the football, take pressure? Well, now let's take some pressure off of Mark Gronowski. We're going to go a little bit the other way. That's your Wyckoff comfort zone.
100% agree. I think you go at this team, try to just pound it at them right away. You've got your guy back. You've got Kamari Moulton. What have we heard all season? Well, we don't have Moulton. He's our big, he's our big home run hitter. We don't have our guy. You're probably going to have him in this game. Now, how game ready is he going to be?
That's a question.
I
don't know.
But you've got to be able to move the ball on this defense. You have to do it. If you can't do it, if you start going out and somehow they stop your run and then you're looking at 3rd and 5, then you will lose this game because Rutgers will be able to put up some points. And on the flip side, let's force some damn turnovers. I mean, what in the hell's going on? No, the defense has not forced a turnover all season. I love that the coaches are now calling Iowa's defensive backs the no boys instead of the doughboys. They call themselves the doughboys because, I don't know, money. But they're not forcing turnovers. You've got to be able to do that in this game as well. And you also have to improve the special teams. Can I go long?
I would love for you to.
It's time to go long with Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
Speaking of the doughboys, let's make some money with Wealth Charter.
Yeah, absolutely. No, they did. They dropped the interest rates yesterday. Did you see that? 1/4 point. If you think that's going to keep coming, go to my guy Tim, Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax, and they can start to help you with your portfolio.
All right. Remember Cade McNamara?
How could I forget? His jersey's hanging up in my office, autographed.
He refused to hold the laces on a football.
Oh, God. Yeah, get this back.
And we saw it again in a picture from last week. There it is. Van Wokes got it, ready to go.
No.
He was horrible last week. He blew the game for East Tennessee State, throwing with no laces again. Thought we had gotten out of the no laces era of Iowa football.
Did he get benched?
But apparently not. Thanks to Tyler Kluver, the greatest long snapper in Iowa football history.
Big words.
He has uncovered that Iowa's long snapper this season on field goals is not using the laces. Bryant Worrell, Boston College transfer. The snaps have been low. The operation hasn't been great. You saw last week, missed an extra point, missed a field goal, and you have one of the best field goal kickers in the country.
You think it's because of the laces?
Well, Tyler Kluver said on his Washed Up Walk-Ons podcast that when you don't hold the laces as a long snapper in a field goal situation, it increases the chance of slippage in the follow-through, resulting in low snaps.
That's really good insight. That's really good stuff.
That's why it's good to be friends with a long snapper. It's good to follow a long snapper. It's good to listen and watch the washed-up walk-ons. Now, what he said was, because this guy's struggling with his snaps so much, it's more important that you get the ball to the holder with the laces in the best spot than it is to snap the ball with the laces. Because the holder has to be able to get the right hold with the laces out. So he has figured out that the way he's snapping the ball right now, if he snaps it with the laces, the holder's got kind of a nightmare in his hands when he's got the ball. So he's had to adjust, snap without the laces, and it's resulting in, according to Tyler Kluver, 3 low snaps in the field goal kicking game last week.
We need to get Kluver and Grant Mahoney on to do like a all-access special teams breakdown. I love listening to this nerdy special team stuff. It's great.
Well, if you want more nerdy stuff, here's this from Tyler Tashman of the Des Moines Register, who spoke with Duncan after those misses last week. Like, what the hell's going on? You're one of the best kickers in the country. You're making 50-plus yarders. How do you miss an extra point and then miss a 30-some yarder? Sounds like he's a little bit in his head as well, because
so
he's
we both
doing
have kicking problems now.
He's also the kickoff man, and apparently in that game they were tinkering with where he makes contact with the football on kickoffs, because sometimes you want to kick it through the end zone, sometimes you want to leave it short to get a run out and maybe stop them short of the 25-yard line.
He stopped short.
He stopped short. That's my move.
Did you say Duncan? You mean Stevens?
Yes, Stevens. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, Keith
I
Duncan.
understood. I just didn't want to interrupt.
The legend,
You're good.
Keith Duncan. No, I'm sorry. Sorry to do that to you. Drew Stevens. Yeah, we have so many great kickers. They all kind of run together. Kading, Duncan, Stevens. Just, if I'd say that, Williams, will you jump in and correct me? My God. I'll do it to you.
That's
I know,
what
but
I'm
I'm
here
a.
for.
That's what friends
I'm
do.
Generally, a more polite. You were making a great point. I figure we all knew it.
No.
like everybody
Damn it.
understood it.
No.
I'm not like these commenters like Cole, who just have to get their point in at that point. Keith Murphy taught me at a young age to just
No.
don't interrupt.
No, that's the wrong way to do things. If I say something that's clearly, obviously wrong, just correct me.
He stopped short.
Like if you say tornado instead of tornado, I'll jump in.
Yeah, but you're a dick, and I'm generally not. So it's like, yeah.
So anyway, Duncan was saying that he was like all like
Stevens.
Stevens was all screwed up in
Were you
his
just
head.
messing with me?
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll go with that.
Stevens!
So, well, look, I've lost the right to criticize anybody because I'm calling guys by the wrong name, but I am a little bit worried about low snaps because the holder isn't holding onto the laces. How are we here again? Cade McNamara is throwing without the laces all of last season. It's a huge topic on the show and around the program. He's terrible. We finally get rid of him. We've ridded ourselves of the no laces era in Iowa football, and now it's back. The long snapper is snapping without the laces. We got field goal kickers missing extra points. We've got punt blockers not picking up their assignments and getting punts blocked.
I think you guys need to move Budmeyer back to the special teams coordinator spot. That'd fix it.
He's certainly not doing a great job with the receivers right now.
Shocking that room is not hitting on all cylinders. The volunteer from Wisconsin quarterback room.
That brings me to my next point. You know, Reese Vanderzee's been out. Hopefully he's back either next week or after the bye week. Moulton's been out. Tight ends have been injured. Remember when those kinds of things didn't derail an Iowa season or an Iowa unit? It was, what was it? It was
Next man in.
next man up. Next man up. I don't care how many injuries we've suffered. It's next man up. You're going to go in there. You're going to do a great job. We're not going to make excuses. I feel like that just hasn't been the case the last couple of years. That if you lose somebody, oh, God. Well, we're without our top tight end. Now we can't use tight ends anymore. Oh, well, we don't have Moulton, our top running back. That's why we can't hit any home runs on the ground. Well, we don't have Reese Vanderzee, so that's why the wide receiver room is struggling. Step up. Like, get back to your identity. This is what the Ferentz program was built on.
It did help being in the Big Ten West.
Yeah, but I'm going back before the divisions. 2003, 2004, 2005.
The real prime of the Ferentz era.
Yeah. That was when you were playing everybody. Get back to that.
Well, and you haven't even got into your Big Ten schedule yet, and it seems like this.
The good news is Moulton's back this week, and Vanderzee is on his way back. So hopefully, once we really get into the meat, they'll have some of those guys back. But that's been disappointing that those units have really tailed off just because of an injury or two.
I still think part of it, and I used to get killed by Iowa fans, and I was wrong for a really long time, but part of this, like, special teams and, like,
oh, no, you're going to go back to the return to the mean?
It happens.
The worm always turns.
It happens, man. It's true. Like, now, granted, Iowa had, specifically on defense, for a really long, like, really good ball hawking dudes who just, like, King was like that, DeJean was like that. Sash was like that, right? Like, and you give them credit. You're not always going to get, I don't know, like, the players aren't as good now in those units, and the balls. I'm not saying
what I think it stems from? I think it stems from.
There's got to be something to that.
Well, I don't think it's all worm turning and
I don't think it's all
regressing to the mean.
That's not what I said. But
I think it is
part of it.
The defensive line not getting enough pressure on quarterbacks. I
completely agree with you.
You've got to be able to get pressure, and don't give it to me with the 5 sacks against UMass. I don't want to hear it. God damn it.
Yeah, that's so hard.
Do it against somebody else.
Like, I was doing that with my Wyckoff segment because it was like, on the run game, I'm looking at the stats, and it, like, they were really good against UMass. They ran for, like, however many yards. But, like, do you feel like the Iowa run game has been great this year?
No, it hasn't.
Yeah,
I love the comment from Retro Gamer Dad. Oh, yeah? So when's the offense going to return to the mean?
That's a good question. That's point taken, my friend. Point taken. They couldn't keep turning people over at that rate. It was unheard of.
Maybe not at that rate. Maybe you're not scoring that much on safeties and like, pick sixes. Yeah. But they don't have a single turnover.
Yeah,
they don't have an interception in 5 games.
Hasn't their D-line, you know better, probably been a disappointment this year?
Probably to this point, yeah.
They haven't been bad. I'm not saying they've been
not
terrible.
In run defense. They've been good there.
Yeah.
But in getting pressure on the quarterback. They could not do that against Iowa State. They couldn't even do it against Albany. Got to do that in this game because that's another one of those things that Rutgers is a little iffy on. They don't have a great offensive line. So Iowa's got to get some sacks. They've got to get some turnovers. And on offense, run the ball. Like you said, make it easier on Gronowski. Finally take some pressure off Gronowski. How do you see this game? I feel good about it. But again, I'm a little worried it's based in the past.
I think it's kind of a toss-up, to be honest.
Really? You think this is a toss-up?
Yeah, I'm picking Iowa to win.
If Iowa loses this game, it's going to be a shit show out there. Instant Iowa is going to be worse than the Iowa State game.
If you just look at what the two teams have done, it's not like Iowa's like a lot more of a proven team right now than Rutgers is.
No, but they're more of a proven program.
Correct, but There's just a lot of questions,
I think Iowa has probably better players top to bottom.
Supposedly. They're supposed to.
Alex
I'm
Gukin
picking-
with an incredible stat here.
I'm picking Iowa to win. I think I have Iowa winning by 4 is what
Alex
I'm
is usually pretty good with stats, so I'm going to trust him on this. He says Iowa is 19-4 when favored by 4.5 or less on the road under Ferentz.
That's a good trend. I have Iowa winning 24-20 is my final on this.
And the line sits at 2.5?
2.5 is what, 24 to. I do think Iowa will be able to run the ball on this team. And I think that, so it's like a blackout crowd or whatever that is. If you can run the ball and make this thing kind of boring and suck some life out of it, Iowa should be able to – they should be able to bully this team around.
Agreed.
This should be like one of those old Big Ten West games where you can just do your thing, and hopefully if you can run the football, Gronowski will pop a couple, and you can win by 2 scores.
I think the offense breaks out a little bit in this game.
Okay.
I've got Iowa 27-17.
Okay, so we're pretty close. You have a little more of a convincing
I don't
win
think
than
it's a toss-up, though.
Okay.
I really don't. I think
So
Iowa.
you think Iowa should be favored by more?
At least 3.5. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it should be the hook on the other side of that field goal. I'm a bit surprised by that. I don't know. What do the power ratings say? Pull up your precious little power ratings.
Right around what the
Really?
line says.
2.5?
Yeah. Iowa would be about a 5-point favorite, but then since you have 5 or 6 point favorite, and then if you factor in the home field,
Yeah,
that's what you get.
Okay, factor in the home field. That's not, even
I think
though
Rutgers is a 2-point stadium. So you're looking at a 4 or 5 point favorite.
By the way, these blackouts at night, can we stop this madness? Why does anyone do this? A blackout at night defeats the whole purpose. You can't see the crowd. It's dark out and they're in black.
I think it looks kind of cool.
It doesn't look like anything. It just looks like an empty stadium. It looks like an empty cavern. Think how good the gold out is at Iowa at night. So much better than a blackout would look. Iowa State's whiteout at night. So
That'll
much
look really
better than a
cool.
blackout. Iowa State probably will do a blackout at some point, but I don't get it. I think it's stupid. I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid. And I think it's dumb.
What's the weather going to be like out there, Maddie?
Thanks to our friends at Carbless. 7 p.m. kick in local time, Central Time. So 8 o'clock Eastern, Hassel? Ooh.
Don't even get me started.
Piscataway, New Jersey. We got clear skies. I think it's going to be, the sun's going to be setting in Piscataway. Kickoff. Be clear skies, sunny at
Making
kickoff.
it sound erotic.
66 degrees. Nice night in the East Coast. 9-mile-per-hour winds out of the east-northeast. Should be a beautiful day for football.
I have a favorite carbless. It's the cranberry. I tried
We had
them all
I got a
weekend.
grape one on the
I like
on the
the
program last week.
I like the cranberry is where I've landed.
Mackenzie
all
had this
good.
margarita
Yeah,
mixed pack
seen
thing
them.
that looks really good.
Yeah.
I've had the regular margarita, but not the flavored one.
My wife has like a weird vodka intolerance, so she drinks the tequila ones. Yeah, the margarita ones.
They're good.
It's so weird. My wife can drink like an ounce of vodka and puke for 24 hours. It doesn't it's like she's allergic to it. It's the weirdest thing.
It's weird because vodka is supposed to be the cleanest of all
clear.
Yeah. So bizarre.
Fareway carries quite a bit of Carbless too, so check out your
Dude,
local
they have
Fareway.
all the carbless there.
Yeah. They have on pallets there. You can walk through all on pallets. Pick 'em up.
We'll have to take a picture of that. They really do. They
Yeah.
have carbless pallets all throughout the store. It's crazy. All right. So nice day there. Iowa State, obviously the Cyclones are on a bye, but we have a massive weekend in the Big 12. So I'm really excited. I'm glad Iowa State's on a bye so I can just focus on these games. This is kind of a deal where you're going to start to see the Big 12's pecking order develop for the first time all season. Arizona State is at Baylor. That is a night game. I think 6:30 is the kick, local time here. And then, of course, we have the biggest game, one of the biggest games of the entire year in the Big 12.
It might end up being the biggest.
Yeah. Texas Tech at Utah.
I mean, think of the hole that the loser is going to be in. It's just like that Iowa State-Kansas State game that we talked about. You lose this game, either Utah or Texas Tech. you will have to win out to get to the Big 12 championship game, most likely. So intriguing. And a 10 a.m. local time kick. That place is going to be on fire.
And then we still don't really know what Texas Tech is. I guess you could probably say the same thing about Utah, although Utah has 2 road wins. So feeling pretty good about what they have and are bringing to the table. But this Texas Tech team, all offseason, was one of the top talkers in the entire sport. They have absolutely killed everybody in front of them. Now, granted, they've played nobody. Best team they played is Oregon State, who's not very good. Okay?
Well, who's the best team that Utah's played? Is it UCLA?
Or Wyoming.
They played Wyoming last week at Wyoming.
There's still 2 road games, though. Like, they have a better resume than Tech does. I mean, it's not good, but UCLA just fired their head coach 2 weeks into the season, 3 weeks into the season. I picked Texas Tech. Like, I've thought Texas Tech was the best team in the Big 12. I didn't put them number 1 in the preseason. We have those. We're going to revisit those. I put Arizona State because I thought they deserved it with 2 coordinators, head coach, quarterback, all coming back. But I kind of thought that Texas Tech had the best roster. It was like, are they going to be able to put it all together soon enough? They certainly have thus far. But this game is awesome. It's everything we love about modern era college football. We're going to take a look real quick at our preseason projections in the Big 12. So I didn't do too bad. Like, my top 10 is, other than Kansas State, is pretty much all still intact there.
Yeah, but man, TCU and Baylor are way down there, and BYU. Like, what those teams, we might be undervaluing TCU and Baylor and BYU.
Oh, absolutely. But again,
you had BYU 7, TCU 8, Baylor 9.
But who would you knock off in front of them?
Well, Kansas State, get them the hell out.
Yeah,
of there.
other than them, like everybody else.
I would move TCU and Baylor ahead of Arizona State at this point.
Yes,
I would drop Arizona State down. You had Utah at 5. Obviously, I'd move them up. I had Iowa State 5th coming in.
Can you pull up my new one, Matt, that I did on the CW pod this week? Aiden had.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, there was a graphic somewhere.
I mean, you had a good call with Houston at 10. They look like they're a top 10 and maybe top half Big 12 team. We were right not to have Colorado in either one of our top 10s. I mean, that was pretty clear.
But
you're
it's
right.
Still, like,
I mean,
the difference in 7 and 2 is just not very much. It could be a tiebreaker at this point.
And we just don't. Yeah, what do we know about BYU? What do we know about Texas Tech? What do we know about Utah? I don't know. We know more about Iowa State than just about anybody. Maybe Baylor has been tested. Baylor really has been tested. They lost the Auburn game, but they beat SMU. So I feel pretty confident that Baylor's a pretty damn good team.
This was my updated one I put out this week. And again, there's a ton of nuance here. I think Texas Tech would and should be favored if they played Iowa State, probably Utah and TCU too. But Iowa State's they've been tested the most of all these teams at this point. I've been high on Kansas. I'm going to stay high on Kansas. I think they're really good. I dropped Arizona State down to 7, but, they're one win at Baylor this weekend away from being right back in the mix. They don't have a league loss yet.
So you've got Iowa State 1, Texas Tech 2, Utah 3, TCU 4.
For what
BYU
it's worth,
5.
I think of the top 4, it's like flip a coin. Like, I think all 4 of those teams deserve to kind of be in that category.
You might even be able to throw BYU into that category.
Maybe.
And maybe even Arizona State when all is said and done.
Well,
and I'm
Kansas
telling you,
I
think Baylor might be better than you got them down at 8.
I think they're going to beat Arizona State this weekend and knock Arizona State out.
Yeah, that's a really interesting game.
Baylor, the thing is, too, they got – and I did it. I'm guilty of this. Like, we all killed them after that Auburn loss. But if you talk to a Baylor fan, they're sick over that game. I think they had 2 turnovers in their own red zone. They just did stupid things. Like, they feel like they should have won that game.
Van Wook, pull up the Big 12 odds because Iowa State's still sitting down there around 8-1, like the 4th best odds. And TCU, I believe, is ahead of Iowa State. Are we undervaluing TCU?
Yes,
I'm just
we
going to
are.
throw this out there. We've been shitting on the ESPN FPI and all their analytics, but they have, from the start of the season to now, have been ESPN's number 1 rated team in the Big 12 with
You
the
should
best
fly
chance to win it.
You should fly to Dallas and meet me in Fort Worth for that game.
All right, so here are the odds.
an
Utah
easy game.
is a slight favorite over Texas Tech because they're at home this week, plus 420. Texas Tech plus 440. Then it's Baylor at plus 650 and TCU at plus 650. Then Iowa State with the 5th shortest odds at 7-1. What does that tell you?
Well, your value bet right there is on Arizona State if you're going to play anything.
At 9-1, right behind Iowa
come on.
State.
Yeah. It also tells you that they're looking at these schedules down the road more than we have. Like they're absolutely analyzing all that, and they've done all that.
Doesn't
work.
Texas Tech have a really manageable schedule after Utah? I thought they had one of the easier schedules in the conference.
They had like a road game at Kansas State that looked daunting, and now it's like, oh, that's not too bad. Iowa State doesn't have to play either Utah or Texas Tech or Baylor, for that matter. So Iowa State's schedule looks considerably easier than we thought it did.
The problem is Iowa State has to go to TCU.
Correct. Where
Is
they'll
that-
be
That,
potentially a touchdown underdog.
that's the toughest game on the schedule remaining for Iowa
Absolutely.
State.
Absolutely.
At TCU.
I think Texas Tech is the best team pound for pound. I think Utah's right there. And then I think Iowa State and TCU and Baylor are all kind of, and Arizona State are all kind of, but I'm just going off of watching the games so far. I would put those two teams and maybe Iowa State at like 1C. But like
Here's
if
the
you just
thing,
go off of what they've done, Iowa State has the best wins.
The reason why I'm kind of bullish on Baylor and TCU is because they've got some legit quarterbacks. Not that Iowa State and
doesn't.
Arizona and not that Iowa State and Arizona State don't. But we keep talking about Texas Tech.
I would take Rocco back over either one of those guys at TCU or Baylor.
Danny Cannell was on HQ with me yesterday, and he gave us his updated quarterback power rankings.
Oh, this is good because Joel Klatt just did this too. What did Cannell have?
Sawyer Robertson, number 1 in the country.
Wow. Did he have Rocco in the top 10?
Nope.
Klatt had Rocco number 7. He didn't have Robertson at all.
Okay.
That'll
That'll even it out a little bit.
I just listened
Danny
to that
loves him.
podcast last night.
Danny loves him because
He's
just
really
a
good.
Great
He's like
pocket
NFL
passer.
prospect. Yeah. He's a really good. What did he have, the TCU guy? Was he in there?
Was not in there, but I have seen
Hoover?
Yeah, I have
Good
seen
player.
Hoover up there toward the top of several other power ratings for quarterbacks throughout the country. He's looked really good. Big 12 just has some great quarterback play.
Yep.
Which is
A
one
lot
of
of
the
good-
reasons why I love this conference.
A lot of good guys. Great quarterback matchup in that game in Waco this weekend with both of those guys. Although Levitt, it's like, man, it's hard like to just replace Cam Scatterbo. You just can't do, and you got to like learn to live without that guy. And felt like they had some growing pains. I still think he's a really good coach, Dillingham. Clearly, that doesn't change with one loss. And Mississippi State's better than the billing there. So that will be very interesting to see how the Sun Devils bounce back. Let's do our game day men's health. Get up. It's game day. Look ahead to the
Get up. It's game day. Chris Williams and Chris Hassel take a look at this week's best games. Powered by Game Day Men's Health.
My labs done at Game Day Men's Health last week. Testosterone levels a smidge high.
Too high.
Too high of T. We're going to take it down just a smidge. Lindsay is my gal. She
You know
is
what? I
the
like
best.
that. I like that they are saying it's too much.
Yeah, we're going to take it down just a smidge.
It's too much.
We need to be optimal T, not high T. We want healthy T. That's my doctor told me you're better off to do these testosterone injections at a place like Game Day than you are here because they monitor you so closely.
Then you are where?
You can get it at your like general doctor. They can do
Oh.
T shots for people. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah,
I did not.
And he said to me, he's like, yeah, well they monitor you. That's a really good way to do it. So there you have it. Too high of tea. We're gonna take it down just a smidge.
Yeah, it does start. It's starting to feel like you've got a little too much pumping into that system right now. I mean, I asked Williams the other day how much creatine he's taking per day.
This was an honest mistake.
The recommended dose is like 5 grams. That's like the dose that a man should take per day. And he's like, I don't know, 20, 25 grams a day. Like, what? What? Yo, no. Yeah, I take 2 scoops of it in my pre-workout. 20, 25 grams, something like that. I was like, you can't be taking that much. That's way too much. He's like, you don't know anything.
I think I called you a name.
Yeah, you called me a bad name. And then come to find out you had your measurements all wrong.
Yeah, it was...
It turns out he was taking 2 scoops of laxative instead of creatine this entire time. No, you're taking what, 6 grams of it per day?
Yeah, I have my scoopage off.
So still a little high, but not 20 to 25 grams.
I swear by it though. Like, if you want to like build muscle, like I was just like stuck, and then I started.
I just jumped on the C.
And
I just jumped on the C, the creatine.
You're on the C now.
This week,
just a little bit of the T, and you'd be better. You are a low T individual, I can tell.
I'm not. I told you, I got it checked. I'm on the low end of normal.
Top 3 games of the week, and I'll let you go first, buddy boy.
Okay. SMU at TCU.
Yes, great rivalry.
It's just kind of been a round robin. SMU, TCU, Baylor. You know, SMU was an ACC champ last year. Baylor beats them. TCU, what do we know? They've only played 2 games. ESPN analytics love them. The rating system out in Vegas must like them as well because they have a better chance to win the Big 12 than Iowa State. Another big one for the Big 12. Got to get this one.
Does the ESPN power ratings give you a boost if you beat a Bill Belichick team? It feels like something ESPN would do. Hey, they beat Belichick. Give them 4 bonus points.
You know what I think is the reason TCU is so highly rated this year? Is because that FPI takes into account like the last 3 years.
Which is why I don't like it.
3 years ago, they were in the national championship game.
You're right, and it's so you just can't do that anymore.
No. That has nothing to do with this season. The only common thread is that, well, you know the coach can do it. The coach is a good coach.
But, like, absolutely.
In Sonny Dykes.
I don't know how. I don't have a right answer, and there's these math guys that are a hell of a lot smarter than me doing this together. All I know is the way we pre-rank these teams now is just borderline archaic and really impossible to do. Like, it's really, really difficult to do. And like, let's use Iowa State as an example. They're ranked 12th in pretty much every poll. They're ranked there because of their preseason ranking. The preseason, they were just higher. You know, and Arizona State would have been higher too had they kept winning.
Because of what they did last year. Because they were in the Big 12 championship
Which,
game.
Which, to a point, matters, right? Like, it's a lot of the same guys, but that's why they're ranked there, and, like, Texas Tech is not. If Texas Tech would have started the season ranked 20th or wherever Iowa State was, I don't even remember. It's just I don't have a great answer for it, but I could totally see ESPN being like, oh, they beat Belichick. Bump them up.
Belichick's going down to UCF this week, and UCF's favorite, so it could be another good win for the Big 12. TCU favored by 7 over SMU, by the way. Got to win it. My next game of the week, Michigan on the road at Nebraska. This is the CBS Big 10 game of the week.
Great game.
2:30 Central.
Oh,
I'm not big on Michigan, but Nebraska sees this as one of these games, the we're back games. That place is going to be on fire.
Hey, what about that propaganda that we got in that text chain about the injury rumors?
How many times? You're kind of new to the Cyclone State group chat over the last year or so. This has happened so many times over the years with a certain someone who lives in Omaha.
A former sportscaster in Des Moines.
He's always just throwing shit at the wall. We get a text, just a total gaslight text a couple days ago. Oh no, the rumors coming out of Omaha
I
with
believe
like these
it started
crying emojis.
It started this, swear to God, earmuffs. Fuck.
So I know Dave clearly more than you do. I gave away his name. It's Dave Zavolinsky. He does this stuff all the time, and I've grown to just ignore it. Like, I'm not even going to say, because what he wants there is for you to say, oh, what? What happened? What's going on? What is it? And that's exactly what Williams did.
Yeah.
What is it? What?
Everybody okay?
And Dave said, heard Raiola broke his hand in practice today.
Source is locked in, man. Lock.
So I said, well, Patrick Mahomes has never broken his hand, so I doubt Raiola would do that.
Good line.
And Dave responds, yeah, it's probably fake news. And of course it was. But you fell for it.
I texted a couple of my Nebraska friends.
You can't do that with
I was like, guys, I'm hearing rumblings.
He's
Just
always
letting you know.
saying that kind of crap because he thinks he's like an insider.
What
'cause
about
he lives
Dave
in Omaha.
on Saturday morning last week at like 10 o'clock?
Jesus.
Basically that he's going to die if he doesn't win his next bet.
Demanding that he needed a winner right then. Had to have a winner.
What did
and
Daddy
you know
do?
what? Daddy, Chris Williams, gave him multiple winners. Texas Tech to cover, which they easily did. And you gave him that FCS
Delaware
game.
The Delaware game.
Yeah, you gave him Delaware
The Blue
against
Hens. UConn.
Yeah, against UConn. Delaware, you gave him Delaware to win the game. They were like 8-point underdogs against UConn. Delaware wins the game. And so I was like, oh, great. Thanks, Williams. Appreciate you giving us winners today. Dave, that must make you feel a lot better. And Dave said, I didn't take that one.
It's like you said. It's completely underappreciated.
We'll have our locks a little bit later so you can fade me. My last game of the week.
Man, the
courtesy
Big
of
Ten,
Game
great week for the Big Ten. Let's
Number
go.
9, Illinois at number 19, Indiana.
Yes.
I think Illinois is a little overrated. I think Indiana's a little underrated.
So is Iowans, we're rooting for Indiana here, right? Like we want the Hoosiers to come in hot.
That's what I want. I want
Okay.
Indiana to come in next week, unbeaten, top 15. If they lose this game, they might fall out of the rankings. They're 6-point favorites at home. I think Indiana should win this game. They're more tested, I think, going back to last season with this crew. And you know what? They've got a great quarterback in Mendoza. Fantastic quarterback. He is an NFL prospect. He could end up in the Heisman watch before all is said and done.
This is a fun game. I like this.
I think that's the big noon game.
No, the big noon game is the Utah-Arizona.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Is this
or
the
Utah?
– so this must be the NBC night
Tech.
game? What is this?
Van Winks
Illinois,
is
Indiana.
a top-notch producer. He's going to find this for us.
I'm sorry I didn't know this already. This must be the NBC game.
NBC 6:30, also on the cock, but
On the cock.
And we figured it out last year that the quality of the picture is better on the Peacock app, right?
It often is, so I would
Okay.
check it out. If you're looking to watch Illinois, Indiana, check out the cock and see if that deal's better. All right, those are my games, Williams. What do you have?
I got Texas Tech at Utah.
Yeah,
This
save
is a
that one for you.
no-brainer.
I knew you want to take that one.
Oh, great game. Great game. I think Texas Tech is like a 3-point underdog right now. I would definitely take the points, but I don't know who's going to win, but I would take points either way, whoever, because I think these teams are really close.
I love the complete unknown about that game.
Yeah. And the Utah is a great crowd, like everything about it. And they're so used to these night games, so they're going to be excited to have this like weird 10 a.m. kick. They're all going to be there super early for the game, for the Big Fox and all that stuff. Arizona State at Baylor, equally fascinating to me for multiple different reasons. This is like this. We're just figuring out tiers in the Big 12 is what we're kind of exploring right now. I'm picking Baylor to win. We'll talk about that in our lock segment. And then this is fun. Tulane at Ole Miss. I love my Green Wave. this is the matchup of some of the best uniforms in all of sports. I hope the Ole Miss wears the baby blues to counteract what Tulane's going to bring to the table. Good test here. Honestly, Tulane got that win against Duke last week. They may be the best group of 5 team in the country, going to an SEC school that should win. They're like a 13.5-point favorite, 12.5, depending on where you get the line. But this one definitely has my attention. And good job on Lane Kiffin for scheduling this football game.
I love it. Tulane, one of, 6 or 7 schools that have already beaten 2, including Iowa State, that have already beaten 2 Power 4 programs to start the year. How about that? They could win 3 Power 4 games in the first 4 weeks of the year.
That's awesome.
Because they also beat, in addition to Duke, they beat Northwestern.
So there you have it. Our game day. This is like a great week. We're getting into some conference games. We still have some of these fun non-cons. This is an awesome week for college football.
You're always more giddy when Iowa State's on a bye.
Well, it's because I get to sit around and just watch the games. I don't have to work all weekend. Of course I am. That's my Steeple Ridge. Cheers to the freaking weekend. Cyclones are on a bye. I just threw that on Matt. That's my
Cheers to the freaking weekend. Let's raise our glass of Steeple Ridge bourbon.
My fault, Van Winks. Look at those bottles of Steeple Ridge bourbon.
Shout out to Van Winks for making this great art. You
Matt,
like that?
You're a talented son of a bitch, Matt.
I'm an artiste. What can I say?
No, I am gonna, and then I also have. So tonight, God willing, it doesn't rain. I'm gonna go to Knoxville and do a little dirt late model racing tonight for my bye week.
Well, tonight's NFL game's terrible. The Bills are 2 touchdown favorites against the Dolphins.
And the college game's even worse. It's like
there's a college game tonight?
Yeah, it's on ESPN, big ESPN. They have it.
Oh, is tonight the Rice-Charlotte game?
Yes.
That Matt Berry's calling?
Matt's calling that game?
I think so.
God. Yeah, that is tonight. Yeah. But no, so I'm gonna go racing tonight, God willing. I'm guessing it's gonna get rained out, unfortunately. And then all weekend, I'm going to go and watch the Clarinda Cardinal football team. Big upset over Underwood last week. I'm going to see if the boys can carry it on. I'm going to go to Sheraton tomorrow night. I'll have my YouTube TV watching the Hawks as well. So I'm going to do a lot of football. And then Saturday, my wife has to work. It's just me and the girls watching football. It's going to be a great weekend. What about you? Do you have anything in store?
No. Tonight after work, we're just going to go to my favorite restaurant. I'll send you a picture of my cocktail.
I'll send you a picture of mine with dirt all over the tin.
Friday, interesting day. I'm actually going to be appearing on the Moif and Andy show.
Really?
For part of the show, not the whole thing. Part of the show. Andy's gone. He's in the Boundary Waters or something. So I'm going to have a little fun with
Andy's in the Boundary Waters already.
And AD. Yep.
That's where he doesn't have toilet paper.
Correct. And then it's the Iowa game at night, and then instant Iowa, like midnight Eastern time. So that's going to be quite the day. And then Saturday, I don't know, no Iowa or Iowa State, so just kind of get to relax like you.
Yeah, it is weird having a full college football Saturday with no Iowa or Iowa State game. I'm really – people make fun of me. I'll really be into that Nebraska game.
I will too. I'm looking forward to that.
South Carolina's at Missouri. I thought about going to Columbia because that's not a bad drive for me. I thought about going and watching the Cox, but I'm like, you know what? I'm at college football stadiums, and then their offense is so bad. Like,
have you seen the line on that game, on the Missouri South Carolina game?
Something like that, 9.5.
It's been fluctuating all over the place. It's
South
at
Carolina
9.5 now.
Yeah, they can't move the ball.
Well, it was at 13.5 earlier this week.
If it's at 13.5, you play South Carolina.
But that was because
it's a complete overreaction.
Well, South Carolina might not have Sellers, their quarterback.
Oh, well, then it's not even
he's in
worth
concussion protocol.
It's not even worth watching.
Well, he's trending toward playing, so that's why the line has come down to 9.5.
I thought about going to that because I've never been to a South Carolina game. I'm like, man, that's a really easy drive. It's like 4 hours, but no, I'm not going to do it.
Let's drop some locks all over your face.
Let's drop these locks all over your face. Presented by Wild Rose Casinos. Matt, we had a bad week last week. Do you have?
Wait, you had a bad week too?
Well, I was like not as bad as you.
I've had a bad week every week.
3-7 on this season.
3-7. All right, Again,
these locks all over your face. Wild Rose
Fade.
Casinos,
fade
Clinton, Emmitsburg, Jefferson. I would do the opposite. I would tail you now.
You think I'm coming around
This
now?
is like the Iowa special teams play.
I love one of your picks.
Okay. Well,
I
talked
really
about it
like your
earlier.
Nebraska play, but let's go.
I think Iowa wins by double digits against Rutgers, so I'm going Iowa minus 2.5 in Piscataway on Friday night. I also like another 2.5 point spread, but I like the underdog. Nebraska plus 2.5 against Michigan. Take that on the money line.
I love that.
Nebraska, I think Nebraska is the better team. I really don't think Michigan is that good. I think
Two young, hyped up quarterbacks. One of them has a year of experience under his belt. The other one doesn't.
Yep.
That's all you need to
And
know.
it's at Nebraska.
Yep.
That place is going to be lit like the game against
Love it.
Colorado was last season. Nebraska plus 2.5 and money line.
Love it.
And I'm
Printing
also
money.
going with an NFL play. I'm backing the Fighting Van Wilks from San Francisco. 49ers, can you still get it at 49ers minus 1.5 against the Cardinals? That's what it was yesterday.
I should check because Purdy's projected to play now.
He
it
could
sounds
play
like.
now. Yeah,
So
but
that line probably will shift a point or two.
Get it now. Even if he doesn't play, Mac Jones was great last week. The Cardinals got really banged up in the secondary. They lost like all of their cornerbacks. I think some might make it back for this game, but they're banged up. They're kind of a fraudulent 2-0 in my opinion. I like the Niners minus 1.5 against Arizona in a battle of 2-0 teams.
I don't know anything about the NFL one, but I like your other two. Iowa's a little. I love the Nebraska play. Absolutely love it. All right, I'm 5-7 on the year, so I need to get back to a winning record here. And I'm going to take Oklahoma minus 6.5 at home against Auburn. I still think that I really am high on Oklahoma. This game feels a lot like if they were favored by that around the same number against Michigan and covered. Just feels like Oklahoma in the next couple weeks, people are going to be looking at them closer to a top 5 team with that quarterback offensive.
I'm with you on that with
coordinator
John
combination.
Mateer. I think Oklahoma's a different team. I think they're a level above Auburn.
Absolutely. I'm going to go Kansas minus 12.5 at home against West Virginia. Mountaineers coming off of an emotional backyard brawl win. This is just a week after they lost at Ohio. That's a tough turnaround for them, and I just think Kansas rolls this game by 21.
I love the read on that. I just wish the line wasn't so big. I mean, like if this was
Well,
an
bet it
8.5
now.
point spread, yeah, I'm with you. I just at 12.5, that's a lot.
I bet you money that it'll be over 14 by the time it kicks off.
I love the read. It's a good read. West Virginia's gonna lose this game, no doubt.
I'm going to take Baylor minus 2.5 over Arizona State in a game that both of these rush defenses really suck. I was kind of looking into it. I'm doing a little bit here, Chris, of what it's a little bit of a where Baylor got such a bad rap after that first week that I think people just kind of buried them unfairly. If you really watched that game, they played pretty well. And then Dave Aranda is able to pick his kids up and take them to SMU and get the big upset win the next week where they were dogs. You got to come home now. What are we looking for? We're looking for teams that have to travel a lot. That's a big road trip for Arizona State. The fans in Waco know how big this game is. Aranda's still coaching for his life. If he loses this, he'll go from being like a hero to a zero really fast, where he's being rumored a little bit for that UCLA job. This is a big game for them.
Oh my God, what? Who the hell would you can't leave bait?
He's got background there.
That would be a big mistake. Unless he just sees the writing on the wall and he's like, I'm
That's
not
the
going to
key.
be here long anyway.
If he thinks that he's going to get fired anyways, that's when you would make that jump. So I'm going to take Baylor minus 2.5 over Arizona State.
By the way, Van Wilk points out that it's minus 2.5 now for San Francisco. So take that while you can. What was that record change? What is that?
All right, since you guys have been so terrible at locks,
What?
I'm jumping in. Give me in the action. Come on. I've been like
All right.
10-5 in my college football
Look at
picks
these.
to start
Look
the
at
year.
these unders.
Wait, 10-5 in your college. Whose picks?
I've been doing this a long time, Matt.
My
and I
personal
can-
picks.
Well, you're fine giving your picks. We love having you be a part of the program. I just want to give you a little bit of a heads up. There was one year I went like 77% on the air, and the next year I went like 35%. So it doesn't be like, oh, I've had a good few weeks. It will even out.
Guys,
it's
picks.
like turnovers.
All right, I like the Tech Utah under 57.5. I don't think there's going to be 8 touchdowns in this game.
It's a good bet. I like that bet.
Texas Tech has scored the most points in the country this season, but like we said, they've played nobody. I think Utah's got a pretty good defense. Give me the under 57.5.
I like that.
Okay, hear me out here. Iowa at Rutgers, under 45.5. I did a little research. On the road in the Big Ten, the last 2 seasons, Iowa has hit the under in 7 out of the last 9 games. Our Iowa expert pickers on our Randy Peterson picks have all picked the under in this game, except for Randy. I don't know. He's got this game kind of as a high-scoring affair, but most of us have picked the under in this game as well.
Yeah, my 27-17 pick goes a little under, yeah.
So I'm taking the under here.
Okay.
East Coast. I'm with Williams on Kansas. Give me them after that emotional high for West Virginia last week. Like them at home. And then Hassel.
God damn it.
Don't call this a woke pick, okay?
You're going to embarrass
me. Don't call
me
this
again.
a woke pick.
Oh, you're going against the Army.
I'm going against the Army.
They're
North
not very
Texas
good.
-2.5 at Army. Now, Army had that win against Kansas State. I think they just had a bye last week, but what have we seen from Kansas State? Not very good this season.
Well,
North Texas puts up points, man. They're going to run all over Army.
North Texas was the team I bet against last week with Washington State, and I lost that bet by about 50 points.
Let's go to the comments section in YouTube where Beans in the Strainer says that he or she is going to put $1,000 on each of these Van Winks bets.
Yes. Go Beans. Let's go Beans.
Let's bet responsibly, everybody.
Nothing could go wrong there.
Christmas. All right. That's fun. Oh, I wanted to give a shout out. This is so cool. This really, 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 really made my day. I got a random Facebook message from a fan of the show. I won't give his name or anything, but I'm going to give you the gist of it. It was a long email or message or whatever. Basically saying I'm a longtime Cyclone Fanatic Iowa Everywhere listener. Really appreciate what you guys do, yada, yada, yada. Had a issue with his vehicle. We took it to a Freedom Tire in South Des Moines. Actually, long story short, I'm not even going to try and read it. The guy took it to a bunch of different places. Then he took it to a Freedom Tire. Freedom Tire was able to work with all of its different locations around the Des Moines Metro, saved the guy like $1,200 what he was getting quoted at other places.
Oh.
And he sent me this email because he goes, I really wanted to let you guys know I appreciated it. And the first reason I went to this place was because I heard him on your show. And so he went to the place he normally goes to, thought it was fishy. He goes, I'm going to give that Freedom Tire guy a shot. And Freedom Tire absolutely won his business for the rest of his life.
Quentin Crowner crushing it.
How cool was that?
Love to hear that.
That made me feel really good. I was really happy about that. All right. So
Did you see the news, Williams?
What news? We have news?
From Matt Zenitz at CBS Sports. Saw a couple people commenting about this. Arizona State and Kansas are likely going to play in London next September. First ever college football game to be played in London. After what they've seen from Kansas State...
Arizona State and Kansas?
Yeah. I mean, is that something? Shit. If this was Iowa State, I bet you guys would be freaking out.
I wouldn't.
There's no way Iowa State would do this. There's no way Kansas State would do it.
No, you can't do it 2 years in a row. It's not even the amount of work that goes into those overseas trips. This is vintage, your mark.
Why don't you play it in Mexico City? Put your money where your mouth is, your mark. You said you wanted Big 12 Mexico. Let's play it at Stadio Azteca.
I mean, listen, this is likely a deal where they're getting a check for this, and then it's a revenue generator for the Big 12. It's not going to increase like fandom. Like there's not going to be a bunch of Kansas fans showing up around London because they played a game here. That's not how this works. This is I'm guessing the Big 12, and this is probably extra television revenue somewhere. It's going to be in September though. It's not going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not like a week 0. Oh, that's a really hard draw.
Yeah.
That changes my opinion on this. I don't like that. They better have a bye afterwards.
The only thing I can think of is that if it's in that week 2 spot where there's rarely ever any great matchups, which is why Iowa State always gets like the game day or big noon treatment, because week 2 is weak. It's usually the weakest week of the year. If it's in that spot,
September
maybe.
19th, I think, is what it just
Is
said
that
on that.
19th? Ugh.
I swear it's what that thing just said.
Yikes. So that would be like this weekend. That's a year from tomorrow.
Yep, September 19th, 2026.
What are we doing? The NFL started doing this. Do we really like the NFL playing all these games?
I hate NFL
It's
games
terrible.
in Europe. I hate it.
And now college is doing it?
The Vikings have
Come
2
on.
games overseas this year. It sucks.
That's no... football is our sport.
It's nothing but these countries or whatever. They pay you because of the tourism dollars, and then nobody over there actually cares. Like the businesses and stuff do, and they treat you really well. Like when we were in Ireland, there was Iowa State and Kansas State stuff everywhere, but the locals don't like. They're not many of them going to these games.
And my
Maybe
guess
there's a
is
few, but
Ireland's one thing. It's kind of quaint. You know, you can go around. London is another.
yeah,
That's a different animal.
See, I wouldn't be nearly as excited about going to London as I was Ireland. Ireland like really fired me up.
Yeah, it's totally different. I don't like the direction we're heading.
This doesn't surprise me at all, though. That your Mark, and I guarantee he loves this. The problem is on September 19th, too, you're just blending in with the rest of college football. It's not special.
Right, exactly. It needs to be week 0. And there's also, I think there's a college game. Isn't there a college game in like Germany? I thought,
Yes,
Yeah,
there
next
is.
year is it Michigan State?
I thought it was
Michigan
like
State.
Michigan
Is it
against
Let me look.
like some just horrible team in Germany. It was like
It's
Michigan and Central
Western
Michigan.
Michigan is what it is. It's
Western Michigan and Michigan in
and
Germany.
then it's TCU and North Carolina play in the Ireland game.
Oh, God. Come on.
All gas, no breakfast says make football European again. All right, well, fun show. I'm excited for the weekend. Let's. I hope hold off on the rain because I'm going racing tonight. I'll send you some really loud.
Is it Charging Charlie Harper? Is he racing?
Charging Charlie races on Saturday night down in Knoxville. He gets the night off tonight. But yeah, he'll be racing.
Why do
down.
I keep calling him Charlie Harper? I don't
know.
It's Charging Charlie McKenna.
Yeah. 22, the Iowa Everywhere car.
Charlie Harper was a guy in Muscatine that used to ride a unicycle at the 4th of July parade. That's why I can't. There's Charlie Harper.
Hey, I seen that legend, broadcasting legend, passed away in Muscatine.
Yes, rest in peace to Ron Edwin, who was
Was he your old boss when you were doing that morning show?
he wasn't my boss, but he worked at the station. He worked at the Muscatine radio station for like 30 years. He was doing the morning show.
Legend.
And he'd been away for maybe 10 years or so, older guy. So I sent a screenshot of it to my dad that says, rest in peace, Ron Edwin, voice of Muscatine. And I'm thinking my dad would say, too bad. He just said, that guy was terrible. That's all he said. That's it. God, just a heartless bastard, my dad.
I saw that come across the old face page feed, and I was like, I love these small town radio guys. They're legends. Lee Hughes, Rod Novotny, Jerry Dietz. I know them all from Western Iowa. Icons. Gary Buckman over in Creston.
Jerry Dietz nuts.
Jerry Dietz, I reckon, is still on the air in Red Oak, but Van Winks, great job producing today, as always. We appreciate all of our live commenters on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys. Murph and Andy will be live on Friday at 1 featuring Hassel while Andy shits in a hole. Give us a subscribe button on YouTube. We'll be back on Monday. Later.